Americans and the British don't experience the same country. We see fairy tale castles and stately homes and floating TARDISes in the sky. They see the price of a cup of tea and a delayed train. I spent 25 years standing in that gap. Over 20 trips to Britain, trying to cross from the Britain in the brochures to the one the British keep for themselves. I went looking for it in the obvious places, and then I stopped looking in the obvious places because that was way more interesting. I found it on a cold lake on a steamer boat. I found it in a ham and cheese toastie on the literal edge of the country where the land just stops, right next to the Queen Mum's castle. I found it exploring Churchill's forgotten war bunker and visiting his own bedroom that was his most private sanctum. I found it in the first suburb ever built in a quiet village in Dorset that changed how the whole world lives. And I haven't really told anyone about it yet. They're small things, the strange ones, the wonderful ones, the things that turn an ordinary American into someone who spends his whole life looking across an ocean with love and affection. I kept asking the same questions. Why is a rich country so careful with its money? I found myself wondering, how do the British travel around and experience their country differently than Americans do? We go to the same places, but we experience them in a much different way. Why does the place that invented the railway refuse to let its steam engines go? And why do some of us, born 3,000 miles away, feel like we left a piece of ourselves there in a country that was never ours to begin with? I think I finally understood it on the last day of a trip I'd waited 4 years to take. It was a hard summer, the hardest in a long time. And then one perfect day, a steam train to the Cornish seaside, golden light coming off the water, strangers on a platform waving at us as we passed just because we were there and they were happy to see a steam train rolling through the beautiful English countryside. I didn't want it to end. It was the perfect day. I'll never be British, no matter how much I've wished it, and I know that now. But anyone can go. Anyone can stand where I stood and feel the country the way the British feel it. That's the thing I went searching for. And it turns out it was never really that hidden at all. It's just been waiting for you the whole time. And the result is my latest book, Searching for the Heart of Britain, where I look and find what I hope is the heart of Britain. I've been writing this book for 3 years, and in this, you'll find 38 chapters dedicated to interesting and fascinating experiences I've had traveling the length and breadth of Britain in the course of researching articles and content for Anglotopia. And with these chapters, by the end, you will hopefully have a much richer understanding of Britain, the British people, and what makes it such a wonderful place to travel and experience. Out now, available for pre order, shipping in August.